What's poppin', guys? Today I have something different, or at least something I haven't done in a really long time, which is a showdown replay. This is my SPL 7 Week 1 match, and so for those of you who don't know what SPL is, it's Smogon's biggest team tournament, and how it works is there's like an auction, and there's like 10 teams, and there's 2 managers for each team. They draft players based on like a set amount of money they get, and then those players get on your team, and like it's all ORAS tiers, and then I think every OU for every gen. So I mean, it's a pretty fun tournament. This is the third one I've been in, and this time I was drafted by the classiest congregation of the classiest, which is managed by my man Shake It Up. You guys saw his replays. I mean, you guys saw me narrate his OLT battles live. Unfortunately, he could not take the trophy home, but I mean, I got me on his team, so that's my man Shake. Anyway, this is ORAS OU Week 1, so I'm on this side. My friend Tesung, really good friend of mine, Tesung, is on the other side. Tesung, really great OU battler, just came off a second Smogon trophy win, which is pretty crazy because only one other player has ever done that. He had a fantastic OU record. I think he had the best OU record last SPL, so he's probably like the best. He's one of the best OU players, really good guy. So we got matched up Week 1, and I was like, alright, let's see what I can bring. Now, the majority, let me, like, going over my team, I really just wanted to use Volcarona. The majority of Tesung's teams are usually really weak to that from what I saw. He really likes Hippos, Ferrothorns, Slowking, and he likes to put them all together for a fat core, along with Clef. He likes Heattrance, Bulky Grass, Fat Landos, that kind of thing. And like I was like, if he brings some kind of like Manectric Hippos type balance, then I really should be able to just tear him apart with Volcarona. Also, like all together, I don't really like this team. Looking back at it, I don't think it's a very solid offensive team. I mean, I tried to build it around Volcarona the best I could, but I mean, obviously, as you can see here, this guy brings Talonflame for like the first time, and I'm like, my trap card, it's not even gonna do it. If he had anything over this talent, oh, it was a wrap, dude. Volcarona about to set up and destroy him, but unfortunately, he was well prepared. So, regardless though, the only thing I really had to watch out on his team was Talon plus Metagross. Those two were annoying. Other than that, though, the matchup isn't too bad, and let's just see how it goes. So he leads off with Breloom as I lead off with Jirachi. Turn 1, I'm just gonna go for the U-turn. I predicted the Breloom, so I led off with Jirachi because that would put him in a 50-50 position, whether to sport or attack. So I go for the U-turn as he goes into Garchomp. The fact that that did so much pretty much shows me that he's not Rocky Helmet and most likely Sash or Life Orb. Now here I really wanted to Moonblast with Diancie, but I mean it is SPL, it's a team tour, everyone gets shakes, and like I couldn't make the play, so I just went for Protect to be safe. Here I have to go into Volcarona because obviously it's Sash Loom, obvious big threat, and this kind of blows that my Volcarona is not going to do anything, but I'll gladly take this trade just to burn Breloom's Sash, seeing as like I said, he has the Talonflame. Volcarona's not winning at all anyway. So I burn the Sash, and it's Jirachi back in here just to go for the U-turn. He goes for the Mach Punch, which is a good play on his part because he can get off some damage, and now this Breloom like effectively took down 1.5 Pokemon. So far he's in a pretty solid position. I bring in Diancie here on the Metagross. I have to go into Diancie mainly because, alright, let me pause to explain, this is going a little too fast. Because if I go into Jirachi, then he's going to get free rocks. I don't want that. If I go into Landorus, he's also getting free rocks, which I don't want. So pretty much this was all just a way to stop rocks, and I'm not bringing Diancie on a Garchomp. Like that's like I told you, I already didn't make the HP Fire play on Breloom on the Chomp switch. I'm not making a risky play. Breloom was a possibility, but the fact that I'm not Sash means that it's just not as good of a play as I would like. So Diancie was my best move here, but I mean he counters that with Metagross, which is solid for him. I go for the Protect here so that my Landorus T can get off the Intimidate, and I don't just bring it in straight and then Clear Body blows me away. So yep, I bring in Lando T now as he goes for the mash, and it does a alright amount. Thankfully I have Rocky Helmet, so I am able to get a little bit of damage off on that thing. Here I went for the EQ just because Ice Punch does around like 65%, so just in case he got thirsty with it and thought it would kill, I really wanted to just get rid of him. Unfortunately it doesn't work out that way. Here I went into my Latios pretty much to sack it against Latias. I don't want to go into Jirachi because, I mean, if that thing thinks a Draco, it's going to be at like 10%, and then I'm going to die to Garchomp, Rough Skin. I really don't want to risk my Diancie because I definitely need that thing for Talonflame. Plus the speed is really important versus Garchomp and Hoopa. I'm HP Fire, so I'm already slower than Latias, but yeah, so I really didn't want to go into that thing. So I figured I might as well sack the Lati. He already has a Talon, his own Lati to beat me. I mean, it's a speed tie. Hoopa, which is going to kill me, and like this is the biggest thing. I'm not even HP Fire. One time I don't run HP Fire, bros, and yeah, so we'll resume the game here. I go for the Draco and it misses, and this is catastrophic because I really needed damage on this thing. It was the biggest threat. That would have done 50% or around there, so that really, really sucks. But now I'm going to go for Draco. He realizes, oh shit, I really need to keep the HP on my Metagross high. So he sacks his Hoopa, so that really, really blows. I was like, no, because I really need to get that thing weakened for my Jirachi, as well as my Diancie. Diancie could like win if I can get rid of Metagross. So I go for the U-turn there as he just brings in his Talonflame. I'm an HP Fire here because I need to try to get some initiative if he does go into Metagross. He just sacks his Hoopa, so I mean it is what it is. Now he's gonna bring right back into Metagross, and I'm like, good God. But it's fine because I got Landorus T, or so I thought. I bring it in, I get the Intimidate, and the Meteor Mash crit comes out, and I'm like, no, no. Because I really needed to get some initiative off of that, and this Metagross was the biggest threat. I took another mash, and unfortunately that's how the game went. So here I just go for the Iron Head because I'm like, at this point I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I lose. So I was going in like my give up depressed mode. So I went for an Iron Head here. Again, just trying to flinch the Garchomp as he goes for his Talonflame. Goes for the Brave Bird, not trying to mess around with any flinches. I went for Iron Head just in case he roosted or SD'd or whatever he wanted to try. Now I'm going to go into Diancie predicting a roost, but he actually just goes right for the Brave Bird, which leads me to believe he has no roost, and this confirms it because he turns out to be Ganlon Berry Natural Gift, which is actually Ice, which is really cool because you can snipe Fat Landos and Fat Chomps. Go for the HP Fire because I know he has no roosts, so it's the best play just in case he tries to go into Metagross. Now here he actually misses the Meteor Mash, and that's a big deal. I mean, I would have gotten the Draco damage, so I mean that's like 50, so I don't think it like we talked about. I'll talk about that later, but yeah, he misses. Kind of sucks for him because I do get off 50%. Now I'm gonna go into Breloom. Now here, this was a big play. Now a lot of people call this a choke. This is not a choke play on his part. I'm pretty sure he needs like in his mind at least, he needs Metagross. Breloom, I'm pretty sure he was assuming that I was Sashloom, which is like what the majority run, but I'm actually Life Orb, so he wanted to get the Mach Punch off on, I mean if I got a Mach Punch off of him, I get Rough Skin, break the Sash, like whatever, these two can win or whatever, but he needs to keep the Rough Skin for my Jirachi, but instead he went into Garchomp, and that means that I can go for the Mach Punch, and I knock him out because I'm adamant Life Orb, so now I actually have a shot thanks to a Jirachi. But it also comes down to whether he's Bullet Punch and Metagross. So I go for the Mach Punch here. I would have SD'd if I had it, predicting Healing Wish, but I have Superpower like I said. So now my play is pretty much to pray that this Metagross doesn't have BP. But because he didn't go for the Bullet Punch on my Latios when I was at 4%, it leads me to believe that he didn't. So I'm going to sack the Breloom here, and now I'm going to bring in my Jirachi. And now, I mean, you got to do what Jirachi does. I go for the Iron Head, get the flinch, and I was like, hey. Go for another Iron Head, and I'm like, let me get this flinch, and I'm like, hey. And now there's one last shot, I gotta get this 60%, and I'm like, hey. And so we win the game with Jirachi thanks to that flinch hacks. I mean, I didn't think, like, we were both talking about this game afterwards. This wasn't the best game in terms of, oops, let me get the matchup back up. It wasn't like the best game in terms of playing and that kind of thing. And Hacks was pretty whack both ways. His Meteor Mash, even though we talked about it and he was like, I can't really complain because he crit Metagross and dodged Draco. So Metagross pretty much would have been dead anyway. But yeah, so thankfully I guess I win week 1. So hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I mean, I'll probably do this for all my SPL games, win or lose, because it's pretty fun to like reflect back on your battles and like talk about what you could have changed. But yeah, fun match. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, and later guys, peace.